Are you struggling to control your blood sugar levels? In this video, I'm going to show you the shocking connection between magnesium and diabetes that doctors rarely talk about. You absolutely have to know this. Hey everyone, and welcome to Revitamin. We're going to cover everything you need to know about magnesium and diabetes. But make sure you stick around until the end, because the #1 way magnesium can transform your diabetes management is something that changed everything for me, and I guarantee it will shock you. All right, let's not waste any time. The most shocking fact most people don't know, and we're starting with a huge one, is that up to 48% of people with type 2 diabetes are deficient in magnesium. Let me explain why this is so critical. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. And here's the kicker. It plays a direct role in how your body processes insulin and glucose. When you're magnesium deficient, your cells become resistant to insulin. Think of insulin as a key that unlocks your cells to let glucose in. Without enough magnesium, those locks get rusty and don't work properly anymore. Studies have shown that people with the lowest magnesium intake have a 47% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those with the highest intake. That's nearly half. And here's what's even more concerning. Having diabetes actually makes you lose more magnesium through your urine, creating a vicious cycle. High blood sugar causes your kidneys to excrete more magnesium, which then worsens your insulin resistance, which then raises your blood sugar even more. It's like a downward spiral that most people don't even realize they're in. If you can just fix this one deficiency, you'll already be ahead of 90% of people managing diabetes. And if you thought that was a game changer, you have no idea what's coming. The final revelation we'll cover about magnesium supplementation is even more important and could literally change your life starting today. Okay, moving on to another critical fact, which is how magnesium directly improves insulin sensitivity. This is where things get really interesting, and this is backed by solid science. Your body has insulin receptors on every cell, and magnesium is essential for these receptors to function properly. Multiple clinical trials have demonstrated that magnesium supplementation can significantly improve insulin sensitivity in people with diabetes and prediabetes. In one particular study, participants who took magnesium supplements for 16 weeks saw their fasting blood glucose levels drop by an average of 37 milligrams per deciliter. That's a massive improvement. But here's what makes this even more powerful. Magnesium doesn't just help your cells respond to insulin better, it also helps your pancreas produce insulin more efficiently. Your pancreatic beta cells, the ones responsible for making insulin, require magnesium to function optimally. Without adequate magnesium, these cells become stressed and can't keep up with your body's insulin demands. Think about it this way. If your body is a car, insulin is the fuel delivery system and magnesium is the oil that keeps everything running smoothly. You can have plenty of fuel, but without oil, the engine seizes up. That's exactly what happens with diabetes and magnesium deficiency. The glucose is there, but your body can't use it effectively.
Next up is the connection between magnesium and diabetic complications. And this is where things get really serious. We're not just talking about blood sugar control anymore. We're talking about protecting your entire body from the devastating effects of diabetes. Diabetes can lead to some pretty scary complications: nerve damage, kidney disease, heart problems, and vision loss. But here's the good news. Adequate magnesium levels can help protect you from many of these complications. Let me break this down for you. First, let's talk about cardiovascular disease, which is the leading cause of death in people with diabetes. Magnesium helps regulate your blood pressure, prevents dangerous heart rhythms, and reduces inflammation in your blood vessels. Studies show that people with diabetes who maintain healthy magnesium levels have a significantly lower risk of heart attacks and strokes. Then there's diabetic neuropathy, that painful nerve damage that often affects the feet and hands. Magnesium has been shown to support nerve health and reduce the severity of neuropathy symptoms. Some patients report significant relief from that burning, tingling sensation when they correct their magnesium deficiency. And let's not forget about your kidneys. Diabetic kidney disease is one of the most common complications, but magnesium plays a protective role here too. It helps maintain healthy kidney function and can slow the progression of kidney damage. This is absolutely crucial because once your kidneys start failing, you're looking at dialysis or transplant. The bottom line is this: maintaining optimal magnesium levels isn't just about controlling your blood sugar today. It's about protecting your body from the long-term complications that can rob you of your quality of life down the road. Another critical thing most people miss is understanding which foods are rich in magnesium and how to actually get enough of it through your diet. This is where a lot of people go wrong, even when they're trying to eat healthy. The best dietary sources of magnesium include dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds and almonds, whole grains like quinoa and brown rice, legumes such as black beans and lentils, and dark chocolate. Yes, you heard that right. Dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa is actually a great source. But here's the problem. Even if you're eating these foods, you might not be absorbing the magnesium properly. Several factors can interfere with magnesium absorption. If you're taking certain medications like proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, diuretics for blood pressure, or even some antibiotics, these can all deplete your magnesium levels. Alcohol consumption is another major culprit. If you drink regularly, you're likely flushing magnesium out of your system. And here's something most people don't realize. Stress depletes magnesium too. When you're stressed, your body uses up magnesium faster. And let's be honest, managing diabetes is stressful in itself. The recommended daily intake of magnesium is about 400 to 420 milligrams for men and 310 to 320 milligrams for women. But if you have diabetes, you might need even more because you're losing extra magnesium through your urine. This is why many healthcare providers recommend supplementation for people with diabetes.
Now let's talk about the different types of magnesium supplements and why this matters more than you think. Not all magnesium supplements are created equal, and choosing the wrong type could mean you're wasting your money and not getting the benefits you need. There are several forms of magnesium supplements available, and each has different absorption rates and benefits. Magnesium citrate is one of the most common and affordable options. It's well absorbed and can help with constipation, which is a common issue for people with diabetes. However, if you take too much, it can cause loose stools. Magnesium glycinate is my personal favorite for most people. It's highly absorbable and gentle on the stomach. It's bound to glycine, an amino acid that has calming properties, so it can also help with sleep and anxiety, both of which affect blood sugar control. Magnesium oxide is very common in drugstores, but honestly, it's not the best choice. It has poor bioavailability, meaning your body doesn't absorb it well. You'll end up just excreting most of it. Then there's magnesium threonate, which is the newest kid on the block. It's specifically designed to cross the blood-brain barrier, so it's great for cognitive function and may help prevent diabetes-related cognitive decline. For people with diabetes specifically, magnesium chloride or magnesium taurate can be excellent choices. Taurate combines magnesium with taurine, an amino acid that supports heart health. Remember, cardiovascular protection is crucial for diabetics. Here's my recommendation. Start with magnesium glycinate or citrate at a dose of 200 to 400 milligrams per day, taken with food to improve absorption and reduce any potential stomach upset. But always, and I mean always, talk to your healthcare provider before starting any supplement, especially if you're on diabetes medications, because magnesium can affect how your medications work. Another common issue that people don't realize is how to actually test your magnesium levels and why standard blood tests aren't enough. This is a huge problem in conventional medicine, and it's why magnesium deficiency is so often missed. Most doctors, if they test magnesium at all, will order a serum magnesium test. This measures the magnesium in your blood. But here's the catch. Only about 1% of your body's magnesium is in your blood. The rest is stored in your bones, muscles, and soft tissues. So you could have a normal serum magnesium level and still be severely deficient in your cells where it actually matters.
It's like checking the cash in your wallet and assuming that represents your entire net worth. It doesn't tell you about your savings account, your investments, or your home equity. Similarly, serum magnesium doesn't tell you about your cellular magnesium stores.
There are better tests available, though they're not as commonly ordered. The red blood cell magnesium test, also called RBC magnesium or erythrocyte magnesium, is much more accurate because it measures the magnesium inside your cells. This gives you a better picture of your actual magnesium status. Another option is the magnesium loading test, where you're given a specific dose of magnesium and then your urine is collected for 24 hours to see how much you retain versus excrete. If your body holds on to most of it, you're likely deficient. But here's the practical reality. Many doctors won't order these tests because they're not standard practice. So what can you do? If you have diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes, and you experience symptoms like muscle cramps, fatigue, irregular heartbeat, or you're on medications that deplete magnesium, there's a very high chance you're deficient. In these cases, it's often worth doing a therapeutic trial of magnesium supplementation, obviously under medical supervision, and seeing how you feel. And the second to last critical piece of information, which is incredibly important, is understanding the powerful connection between magnesium and blood sugar stability throughout the day. This is something I see almost everyone overlooking, and it's sabotaging your diabetes management results. You know how your blood sugar can spike and crash throughout the day, leaving you feeling exhausted, irritable, and constantly craving carbs? Magnesium plays a crucial role in stabilizing these fluctuations. Here's how it works. Magnesium is a cofactor for an enzyme called glucokinase, which is essential for glucose metabolism in your liver. When you eat carbohydrates, your liver needs to process that glucose, and without adequate magnesium, this process becomes inefficient. The result? Your blood sugar stays elevated for longer periods after meals. But it gets even more interesting. Magnesium also helps regulate the release of insulin from your pancreas. It's like a control valve. When your blood sugar rises after a meal, magnesium helps ensure your pancreas releases just the right amount of insulin. Not too much and not too little. This prevents those dramatic blood sugar swings that make you feel like you're on a roller coaster. Several studies have shown that people with higher magnesium intake experience smaller blood sugar spikes after meals and better overall glycemic control throughout the day. One study found that magnesium supplementation reduced HbA1c levels, that's your 3-month average blood sugar, by up to 0.8 percentage points. That might not sound like much, but in diabetes management, that's a significant improvement. And here's something fascinating. Magnesium also affects your sleep quality, and poor sleep is one of the biggest saboteurs of blood sugar control. When you don't sleep well, your stress hormones, like cortisol, go up, and these hormones raise your blood sugar. Magnesium promotes better sleep by helping your body produce GABA, a calming neurotransmitter. Better sleep means better blood sugar control, which is all connected. Think about taking magnesium in the evening, especially magnesium glycinate, which can help you relax and sleep better. This creates a positive cycle. Better sleep leads to better blood sugar control, which leads to more stable energy, which helps you sleep better, and around in a good way, instead of that vicious cycle we talked about earlier.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The #1 game-changing revelation about magnesium and diabetes that could literally transform your health starting today is this. Magnesium can actually help prevent type 2 diabetes from developing in the first place. And for those who already have it, it can significantly slow or even reverse progression. This is what changed everything for me, and I guarantee this will shock you. Multiple large-scale studies involving tens of thousands of participants have shown that people with the highest magnesium intake have up to a 47% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those with the lowest intake. Let that sink in. Nearly half the risk, just from maintaining adequate magnesium levels. But here's where it gets even more incredible. For people who already have pre-diabetes or early-stage type 2 diabetes, correcting magnesium deficiency can actually help reverse insulin resistance. Your body can start responding to insulin properly again. Your pancreas doesn't have to work as hard. Your blood sugar levels can normalize. I've seen people reduce their diabetes medications, and in some cases, with their doctor's supervision, come off medications entirely by addressing their magnesium deficiency along with other lifestyle changes. I'm not saying magnesium is a magic cure. Diabetes is complex and requires a comprehensive approach. But magnesium is often the missing piece of the puzzle that nobody is talking about. And here's what makes this so frustrating. This information has been in the scientific literature for years, but it's not widely discussed in mainstream medicine. Why? Because there's no money in telling people to take a cheap mineral supplement. There are no expensive patents on magnesium. It's not a new pharmaceutical drug that generates billions in revenue. But the research is crystal clear. Study after study shows that magnesium supplementation improves insulin sensitivity, reduces fasting blood glucose, lowers HbA1c, reduces the risk of diabetic complications, and can help prevent diabetes in high-risk individuals. The evidence is overwhelming. So if you have diabetes, prediabetes, or a family history of diabetes, checking your magnesium status and ensuring you're getting adequate magnesium, whether through diet, supplementation, or both, should be one of your top priorities. Not tomorrow, not next week, but starting today. Talk to your healthcare provider about getting your RBC magnesium tested. Start incorporating more magnesium-rich foods into your diet. Consider a high-quality magnesium glycinate supplement. Monitor how you feel. Better energy, fewer cravings, improved sleep, better blood sugar readings. The changes can be dramatic. This is not just about managing a disease. This is about reclaiming your health and your life. This is about preventing the devastating complications that diabetes can cause. This is about giving your body what it needs to function optimally. And it starts with something as simple as magnesium.
So there you have it, the shocking truth about magnesium and diabetes that you need to know. We covered how up to 48% of people with type 2 diabetes are magnesium deficient, how magnesium improves insulin sensitivity and blood sugar control, how it protects against diabetic complications, the best food sources and supplement forms, why standard blood tests miss magnesium deficiency, how it stabilizes blood sugar throughout the day, and of course the most important revelation, that magnesium can help prevent diabetes and potentially reverse insulin resistance. Now, I have a question for you. Are you currently taking magnesium supplements, or are you going to start after watching this video? And if you've already been supplementing with magnesium, have you noticed improvements in your blood sugar control or energy levels? Be honest and let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love hearing about your experiences. If you got value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.